Hello everyone and welcome to the NEET Biology Lecture Series. And today we'll be discussing the NEET previous year questions, from the topic biological classification. Alright, so usually 1 to 2 questions come from this chapter, but you need to study all the topics from this chapter. This chapter is very important. So let's start with the first question. So this question has come in the NEET exam 2020. So the question is the size of the pleuropneumonia-like organism is, here in this question they are asking about the size of the PPLO organism. Alright, so options are 0.02 micrometer. So this is micrometer, 1 to 2 micrometer, 10 to 20 micrometer, or 0.1 micrometer. So what is PPLO first? So PPLO is a smallest living organism. So it is a mycoplasma. So mycoplasma, what is mycoplasma? Mycoplasma, they lack cell wall. Alright, they lack cell wall. And these organisms are the smallest of all the living organism. Smallest living organism. So here they are asking about the size of this PPLO. So as the name suggests, pleuropneumonia-like organism. So this organism, or this biological entity causes pneumonia in cattle. Alright. So this organism is present where? This organism is present in the pleural fluid of the, in the cattle. Alright. So what is pleura? So pleura is a membrane. It is a double membrane. It consists of 2 layers. So this membrane is present around the lungs. And this pleura fluid is present between the 2 layers. And this organism, PPLO, is present in the pleural fluid of the pleura membrane. So option D is the correct answer here, 0.1 micrometer. Now coming to the next question. Here they are asking that which of the following is incorrect about cyanobacteria. Now options are, they are photoautotrophs, they lack heterocyst, they often form blooms in polluted bodies, and fourth option is they have chlorophyll A similar to green plants. So now if we talk about cyanobacteria, we know they are photoautotrophs. So this is a correct statement. What are photoautotrophs? Organism which utilizes or which trap light energy and convert it into an chemical energy, in the form of ATP. So this is correct statement, but we have to look for the incorrect statement. They lack heterocyst. Now what is heterocyst? Heterocyst is a specialized cell in which nitrogen fixation takes place. And this heterocyst is present in filamentous cyanobacteria. These are present in filamentous cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae. So cyanobacteria consist of heterocyst, but here the option says they lack heterocyst. Now let's move on to the next option. They often form blooms in polluted bodies. So this is also a correct statement. The cyanobacteria, they forms bloom, means they grow rapidly. So they grow rapidly in warm and slow moving water. Warm and slow moving water, which is what? Which is rich in nutrients. So this water should be rich in nutrients. Then only the cyanobacteria can form blooms, also known as algal blooms. So this is the correct statement. Now let's talk about the option D. They have chlorophyll A similar to green plants. So this is also a correct option. Okay, chlorophyll is the major photosynthetic pigment present in the plants, and cyanobacteria also consist of this pigment. Okay, so what should be the answer? Here the incorrect statement is they lack heterocyst. Okay, cyanobacteria have heterocyst. Okay, example is nostoc. Nostoc is the example. Another example is Annabina. Okay, so these are cyanobacteria, filamentous cyanobacteria. Now, next question is oxygen is not produced during photosynthesis by, first option is Cycas. Cycas is a plant. Okay, so it produces oxygen. Now, nostoc. Now, nostoc is a filamentous cyanobacteria which produces oxygen. So, this also produces oxygen. This also produces oxygen. So, both of them, they carry out oxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, and the byproduct is oxygen. So, oxygen is released. If we talk about Chara, option D. Again, Chara is an algae. Okay, it is an eukaryotic algae. It is multicellular. So, Chara also carries out photosynthetic, okay, oxygenic photosynthesis which leads to the formation of oxygen. Now, let's talk about the option C, which is green sulfur bacteria. Now, green sulfur bacteria, what is unique about them? So, these bacteria, they utilize, you can say, reduced sulfur. They utilize reduced sulfur instead of water. Okay, or you can say they utilize reduced inorganic sulfur compounds. Inorganic sulfur compounds. Okay, and what do they produce? They produce sulfur. So, sulfur is produced instead of oxygen. So, here the correct answer should be green sulfur bacteria. It doesn't produce oxygen. The next question is, which of the following organisms are known as chief producers in ocean? Okay, so this has come in NEET 2018. First option is cyanobacteria, second option is diatoms, third option is ctenoflagellate, and fourth option is euglenoids. Okay, so cyanobacteria, also known as blue-green algae. Okay, it produces oxygen. Okay, it carries out photosynthesis. Alright, but it is not a chief producer. Okay, if we talk about diatoms, what are diatoms? Diatoms are phytoplanktons. Okay, these are phytoplanktons. And what are phytoplanktons? Phytoplanktons are, okay, these exist in the upper layer, or you can say where the sunlit upper layers of the fresh or the marine water bodies. Alright, now these phytoplanktons are huge in number. Okay, they are in unlimited quantity in the water. Okay, now these are diatoms. What they do? They can carry out photosynthesis. They can carry out photosynthesis. Okay, and they can produce food for themselves, and they keep on multiplying. All right, and they act as a food for the higher organism. They are the food for the higher organisms such as small fishes or invertebrate. All right, that's why they are known as the chief producers in the oceans. First is, you can say, what you have to say, they are phytoplanktons. Okay, they carry out photosynthesis, and they are a source of food for the higher organism. All right, now dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates are also very high in number but less than diatoms. Okay, So they also form a very large group of organism. Now euglenites is also not the correct answer. What is the answer? Option B, diatoms are the chief producer in the ocean. Now next question is, housefly belong to which family? So this is a very straightforward question. So these are the options. All right. So what is the correct answer here? Option D, Mucidae is the correct answer. So there is nothing much to discuss here. This is a very straightforward question. Now next question is, now X and Y. They are saying X and Y are the components of binomial nomenclature. Okay, so what was binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature were proposed by Carolus Linnaeus, and it says that a scientific name consists of two components. So there are two components for a scientific name. All right. So if we talk about Mangifera indica, Mangifera is the generic name or generic epithet, and indica is the specific epithet. Okay. So here they are saying X is the generic name, Y is the specific epithet, and Z they are saying is the who proposed this binomial nomenclature. So it was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Okay. Now second, X is the specific epithet, which is not correct. Y is the generic epithet. This is not correct. Whitaker is not correct because Whitaker gave the 5 kingdom classification. Now option C is X is the specific epithet, which is not correct. Y is the generic. This is not correct. This option is not correct. Now let's talk about the last option, D. So D option, X is the generic epithet, Y is the specific epithet, and Z they are saying is by R.H. Whitaker. So this is also not the correct answer. So here the correct answer is option A. Okay. Now next question is, mad cow disease in cattle and Syllabus-Jacob disease in humans are due to infection by prion, bacterium, virus or viroid. Alright, if you must have studied about the prions and the viroid. Now what are prions? Prions are the infectious. These are the infectious proteins. Okay. That cause neurodegenerative disorders. They cause encephalopathy. Okay. Now bacterium is also not the correct answer here. Virus is again not the correct answer here. Fourth option is viroid. Now what are viroids? Viroids are, or they consist of what? They consist of naked RNA. Okay. They consist of just the single cellular RNA, single stranded RNA. Alright, the protein coat is absent here in viroids. Alright, so what should be the correct answer here? Prions. So prions are the causative agent for the mad cow disease and Syllabus-Jacob disease in humans. So what does prion do? Prion, okay, they fold the protein. They cause the abnormal folding of the protein in the brain. Okay, so that's how they cause the encephalopathy or neurodegenerative disorder. Now, coming to the next question, which is, which of the following is the correct statement? First is, cyanobacteria are a group of autotrophic organisms classified under kingdom Monera. So if we talk about Monera, okay, Monera consists of the unicellular eukaryote or prokaryote. Okay, they consist of unicellular prokaryote. All right. So under Monera, what is included? First is the archaebacteria. Okay, which are the primitive bacteria, and then we have the eubacteria. Okay. Now cyanobacteria comes under eubacteria. So option A is correct. Next option is bacteria are exclusively heterotrophic organisms. So here they are saying exclusively. So this is also not the, okay, so this is incorrect. Slime molds are saprophytic organism classified under Munera. So this is also, okay, slime molds are what? They are saprophytes. Okay, this is correct, but they are protist. They come under kingdom Protista. Okay. Now, next option is mycoplasma have DNA, ribosomes and cell wall. Alright, so mycoplasma doesn't consist of cell wall. This option is also not correct. Mycoplasma doesn't consist of cell wall. So what should be the correct answer here? Option A is the correct answer. Now coming to the next question. Which of the following statement is correct? Some of the organisms can fix atmospheric nitrogen in specialized cells called sheath cells. Not correct. Heterocysts are the specialized cells where nitrogen fixation takes place. Now, second option, fusion of two cells is karyogamy. Again, not correct, because karyogamy is the fusion of what? Fusion of nuclei. Next option is fusion of protoplasm between two motile and non-motile gamete is called plasmogamy. So this is the correct option. Fusion of protoplasm is known as plasmogamy. Next option is organism that depend on living plants are called saprophytes. Again, this is also not the correct option. Say organism, saprophyte, what are saprophytes? Organism which feed on dead and decaying organism. Okay, which obtain nutrition from dead and decaying organism. Those are known as saprophytes. So what should be the correct answer? Option C is the correct answer here. The next question is, which of the following is correct about viroids? Again, we are talking about viroids. So viroids are, these are the options A, B, C and D. Let's talk about first option. They are free RNA without the protein coat. Okay, we have already discussed about viroids. Viroids are single-stranded RNA without the protein coat. It doesn't consist of a protein coat which is present in the bacteriophage. The protein coat is present in the bacteriophage. This is a protein coat. Protein coat looks like this. Okay. Here is the genetic material. This is genetic material which can be DNA or RNA. This is the protein coat. Alright. So this is a very rough diagram of a bacteriophage. So now we already know option A is the correct answer. Next is they have DNA. Not correct. They have RNA with protein coat. This is also not true. Now they have free DNA. Again, not true. They are made up of RNA. And the option D, they have RNA with protein coat. This is also not correct. They doesn't consist of protein coat. So what should be the answer? Option A is the correct answer. The next question is, which of the following statement is incorrect? Okay, options are infective constituent in virus is the protein coat. Not correct. Infective constituent in viruses is the DNA, nucleic acid. Okay, nucleic acid. Now, next option is prions consist of abnormally folded proteins. We will talk about this. Let's talk about option C now. Viroids lack protein coat. Okay, this is the correct option. Now, option D is viruses are obligate parasite. This is also correct. What do you mean by obligate parasite? Organism which need the host to complete their life cycle are known as obligate parasites. So what should be the correct answer here? Option 1, infective constituent virus in the protein coat. We have to select the incorrect statement. So this is the incorrect statement. Now, next question is again a straightforward question. Select the correctly written scientific name of mango. So mango, Mangifera indica. Okay. So this is italicized. Okay. But here author name is missing. Next option is Mangifera indica. This is not correct. It is not italicized. Option C, Mangifera indica, Carolus Lin. This is also not correct. Okay. This Carolus Linnaeus is not correct. The abbreviation of the author is not written like this. So option D, Mangifera indica Lin. This is the correct answer. Alright, this is the generic epithet. Indica is the specific epithet. Then Lin is the name of the author written in the abbreviated form. So option D is the correct answer here. The next question is, which among the following is not a prokaryote? Okay, so what are prokaryote? Which lack true nucleus. Okay, whereas eukaryotes, they have true nucleus. And what else does they lack? Prokaryotes, they lack membrane bound cell organelles. They also lack membrane bound cell organelles. Cell organelles which are membrane bound. Okay. So Mycobacterium. Next option is Saccharomyces. Then we have Oscillatoria and Nostoc. So if we talk about Saccharomyces also commonly known as yeast. So what is yeast? Yeast is a fungi. Okay, it comes under kingdom fungi. And what it is? It is a unicellular eukaryote. It is a unicellular eukaryote. Okay, so what option B is the correct answer here. Now coming to the next question, which is select the wrong statement here. We have to select the wrong statement, incorrect statement. First option is mushroom belong to Basidiomycetes. This is true. Mushrooms come under Basidiomycetes. The next option is cell wall is present in members of fungi and plantae. This is also true. In fungi, cell wall consists of chitin and some polysaccharides. Whereas in plants, it basically consists of cellulose. Now next option is pseudopodia, locomotory and feeding structure in sporozoans. So this is an incorrect statement. So sporozoans, if we talk about sporozoans, they lack the locomotory organ. They lack locomotory organs. Then how does they move? They move by gliding. Okay, they show gliding movement. Now option D, mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell in all kingdom except Monera. This is also true. Okay, Monera or Monera, whatever you want to say. Monera consists of prokaryotes and prokaryotes lack the membrane bound cell organelles. Alright, so this option is correct. So what should be the answer here? Pseudopodia are locomotory and feeding structure in sporozoans. So this is an incorrect statement. The next question is after karyogamy followed by meiosis. Okay, now we know if we talk about the fungi, how does sexual reproduction takes place or what is the stages? First is the plasmogamy, which is the fusion of the protoplasm. Second is the karyogamy. Karyogamy is the fusion of the nuclei, and then we have the meiosis. Okay, so these are the stages of the sexual reproduction. Okay, now options are Saccharomyces, Neurospora, Alternaria, and Agaricus. Now here we have to look for the organism in which spores are produced exogenously. Okay, means external. Exogenous means external production. Alright, so after meiosis, what is formed? Spores are formed, which can be produced exogenously or endogenously. Alright, so here the correct answer is agaricus. In agaricus, spores are produced exogenously. Alright, so agaricus is a member of Basidiomycetes. It is a member of Basidiomycetes, in which basidiospores, which are the sexual spores. Okay, basidiospores, they are produced exogenously from basidium. Okay, they are produced exogenously from what? From, or within, you can say, from basidium. Okay, simply I'll show a rough diagram here. So if this is the basidium, okay, so they are produced like these spores. Okay, spores are produced here exogenously. Okay, 4 spores are produced. So these are what? These are basidiospores. Okay, now coming to the last question, which is ciliates differ from all other protozoans in, first is option is having a contractile vacuole for moving excess water. Next option is having 2 types of nuclei. Third option is using flagella for locomotion. And fourth option is using pseudopodia for capturing prey. Okay. Now, I will give you the answer first. So, answer for this is option B, having 2 types of nuclei. Alright, so what are ciliates? Okay. Ciliates are the group of protozoans only. Okay, ciliates are the group of protozoans that consist of cilia. Okay, cilia is the locomotory organ, or you can say it helps in the locomotion. Okay, now these ciliates, how they are different from rest of the protozoans? By having 2 types of nuclei. So first is the somatic macronuclei. And second one is the germline micronuclei. Okay, so 2 kinds of nuclei are present in the ciliates. Okay. So thank you very much for listening. Okay, this is the end of the lecture. We will discuss NEET previous year question for the rest of the chapter in the next lecture. Thank you very much.